All right, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We're having a little construction being done here at the house. And so it's a distant room, but it still gets loud every so often. But that's all right. We'll see how this all plays out. As usual, we just keep on marching along. And so, now that doesn't help. And so here we go. Let's see, the core price index, PCE, 2/10 versus 2/10, so that's good. And let's see, you can see what we got there. We got that on there. Let's show you the dollar index. Also, let's switch over to that, and we'll take a look and see what the stock market's doing from that news. I don't think it's having much of an effect on the stock market. I mean, it's just such, steady action over there. Fed, they need to keep the market up, and they're going to keep the market up. And I don't care what they, what news comes out, they're going to find a way to make it stay up. But anyway, let's see, what are we saying here? I think they did doing some revisions, as usual, revisions on the PCE. You can see we got the screen up for the dollar index. You see the dollar index is up. The stock market, yeah, pretty much unchanged. Let's throw that over to you right here. And let's put the center one up. This is the most delicate of them all. This is a third of a Tesla, is it? It's three. I'm sorry. This is a 396. Or is it 693? This is 693, which we refer to as a Tesla and a third. And so basically, or is that a 2 Tesla? 396. Yeah, it's 1.68. That's what it is. A 1.68 Tesla increment of time. And so what you have here is you can see the stock market where the news came out right. It's really quiet. You can see that right there. Came out there. Oops. Let's make sure I don't move this around. Cancel. You see it right there. That was where the data came out. Let's see, maybe there's where the data came out. Nope, one more. Right there. That's where the data came out. Right. Let's try that one. Right there. So you can see it. Let's see, where's that? 6. Let's double check right there. So you can see it. Oop. Moved up. Let's put a line in there so it makes even more sense to you. That's where the news came out, the data. Right there. Nope, one over. Here it is, right there. So the first inclination was a spike down. You see that? Then you can see it's a small spike. About 4.5 points, which is pretty, relatively normal. Sometimes we see news and these things go 15, 20 points, and in this case here, it was very quiet. And within the next 40 seconds, you can see from here to there, that's 40 seconds. These 3 bars, and you can see it's now back underneath, and now you can see it's at the lows of this particular news cycle, I guess you could say. You see we slid into the sell. Where did we go into the sell? Went into the sell right there? No, one back. We went into the sell right there. That's where we went into the math when intraday sell, and it slid down. Overall, I'm not really seeing anything particular. I missed because of the noise in the background. Let's see, July core PCI. I'm seeing better data here now. 2.6 versus 2.7 estimated. So July core PC price. Let's see, July personal income 0.3 up versus 0.2 up. July personal spending 0.5 up versus estimated 0.5. July price PCE price index itself up 0.2. So in other words, it's getting more expensive. July price index up 2.5 versus 2.6. That's a little more positive, in the sense that they were expecting 2.6. Then July core price over 2.6 versus 2.7 year over year. It's, I guess you could say it's a little bit softer. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Victor. So overall, the data, you can see the stock market is moving down a little bit from it. I mean, it's not a lot of number action going on there, but there's definitely action going on, and it's soft and steady. There's no doubt the inflation is still accelerated or moving up, and GM to you too. And in other words, the inflation is still climbing up faster than we're used to. We haven't had this type of inflation in 30, 40 years, and it's having its effects. Let's put it that way. All right, Bitcoin up, couple hundred points, nothing major there. Dow's up only 66 now. It was up about $130, 130. Nasdaq still firm, S&P 500 still firm, and Russell. So all four stock indices are still firm. CAC up 34. FTSE up 25. The DAX up 40. Last night Nikkei closed up 285. We'll take a look at the world indices today, and Brent. I was really surprised. I was looking at the Brent, and Brent is with the weekly buy number, and we'll show it to you. We've got it all signed in now. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see, right. Where is it at? Come on, go up. Why is it having issues here? Is something open? I don't want to be open. What is that going on there? Let's see if we can get that back up here again. Let's give it a spin. Okay, there it is. And there is, let's see, where's Brent? Where's BRF? That's bonds. Let's see, where are you? Okay, I thought we had the Brent in there, so let's make sure that's in there this morning. We will add that ticker. Yep, see we have a little construction going on here. Let's see, BR. Let's see. Go over to here, give it a little circly thing. There we are. And Brent. Let's see what's going on here. There it is. No, that's wrong. Try this again. Let's see if it reloads. See if I have the right symbol up there too. Let's just double check that. We have the foreign indices, which is nice now. We can be able to tell us. We can show you what weeklies look like, that type of thing. Let's go to this trading. And let's put Brent in there. I probably put the wrong symbol. Huh? BZF. That's what it is. Yeah, I had it right the first time. Okay, so I can remove that. There we are. And there's Brent. And so this morning on the Brent, it was moving down, which was, it went into the sell on Friday, even with it trying to lift. But the weekly is lifting up from yesterday's close, which is interesting. And I think when we look at crude oil, let me just double check it with crude oil here. But the crude oil, I'm not sure why this is doing that, but crude oil, let's see. And you know what I'll do is I might show you this. I'm drifting around here this morning, but here it is. Let's put crude in there. And is crude doing the same thing? Crude is the daily is in a daily sell for 2 days here. And let's see. The weekly, it's trying to climb into the weekly also, but that's yesterday. And when we go over to, what am I hearing here? Let's see. No. There we go. So, a little surprising that we'll see how, on Monday, if the Brent made it into the weekly buy. One thing is for sure, it is firm right now. And the crude oil in West Texas Intermediate is firm. But on our old platform, it's pushing into the sell. We've got it pushing into the sell, which is a bit more surprising. So this is going to be a horse race. We'll see who wins on this one. This is the old beta that had some really good signals on the weekly. I can say that much. It had some real good weekly signals. So that was always nice. All right. So from the dollar index, let's go over to the dollar index and see how it has perked its head up, or has, from this news. And let's see. There's the dollar index. Activate. Let's show you. There we go. You see right there. Still a plus. Still holding on relatively firm. In that weekly sell, 3 days in a daily buy, that type of thing. It's still pushing up there. And, what I might do is, let's see, let's go like that. And then from there, let's see, let's go over to, the euro and see what the euro's up to, because I was really surprised. I thought for sure that they were going to try to bounce it back up, just because of the action yesterday. That's good. That's the great experiment. We'll get back to that later. Kind of unchanged. That makes more sense to me. It was a little bit higher today. See that right there. And that's what I was kind of thinking, that it's kind of more of a dead cat bounce. We'll see how they follow through. Now I know cable's been acting much more firmer than the euro, and you can see here it's also at a 3-day sell, unchanged also. But it's just got that look. It's got that look like it's going to show more life to it. I don't know. It didn't fall as far. I think when we go over and we look at the euro GBP pairs trade right there, you see it's been going down. It's been losing. And overall, it started to top out up in here. So the euro is losing against the GBP, and you can see now it's even slid into the weekly sell. We'll see if it completes that. But right now, it looks like we got a good shot at seeing this going that way, which means that the GBP is going to be much more firmer into the future there. All right. From there, let's see, what do we do from there? Let's go to the Swiss. And traders, if you want to see anything or you want me to look at something, just give me a yell and I'll look at it. We have the power now of 2 different betas of ours, and at the same time, we have the regular platform. So we're really in good shape here. And we will get to that relatively soon. We're not in the next 15-20 minutes. We'll go take a look around the world after we get done the metals, and we'll take a look at Shanghai, how it was for the week, and we'll be able to see it through the eyes of our mathematics, which is a great pleasure. That's what I like. From there, we jump over to, from the inflation fighters. You can see they're in a daily buy now for the first full day, because yesterday was a green and a red. A little surprising that there's a little more pressure like that, but then think about it. We're at some, 10-year lows or something like that. I mean, there's no doubt about it. In other words, it's 10 year strength. In other words, when this product is going down, it's gaining against the dollar, and so it's looking really good. They've fought inflation. They've seemed to have done the right things. They haven't said foolish things, that's for sure. And so overall, the Swiss is dealing with their issues, economically, which is smart. From there, we'll go to the yen. Yen seems to be in that same boat at the moment. Since they've unwound the big swap that was like a yoke around their neck for years. You can see that's a third day in a buy, pressing up, but still in that weekly sell. Fast is trying to get through the zero line here today, but I don't know. We'll have to see a lot more strength to get it through there. Maybe next week. Then from there we go look at the great experiment. There is the great experiment. We've laid the story out about that, a couple times this week, and that big spike. You can't discount these things because, when we see these big spikes like that, it means that they trapped somebody who needed to get out of their position, and that's how they get out. It's like we've had enough. Can you imagine being short this product from 15 or 20 or 25 or 30 and thinking, no problem. Finally, it goes and touches 40, and they go, oh, okay, we've given up, and they unwind up there, and or they, maybe it might have been 38. It may have taken out 39, and they just said, unwind this. I don't care what price you pay, just get me out of this thing. And that's what those spikes are all about. Every so often you see them, here with the Turkish lira. That's why we call it the Great Experiment. They occur. You get these wild spikes, and the volatility, I believe, is in the 400 area. That's an enormous number. I mean, everybody sees the VIX trading at 16 or 17. They get excited when it gets to 40. They're excited, and my goodness, the world's coming to an end, and all this other stuff. But this thing is at 400. This thing has potential to go, 3 or 4 handles. It's like saying, can you imagine that the euro could go from 110 to 315 in a day, and then back down to 99, 0.99. That's how wild and woolly the Great Experiment is, the Turkish lira. It's really wild and woolly. Hence, it was Janos who said he was in one of the bazaars, and about a year or two back, or 3 years back, and he said that they just said, market forces, or something like that, make a bid, make an offer. They had no price tags anymore. You went to go buy an apple, you gotta speculate. I think I'd like 5 apples. We'll sell you 3 for this, and we'll sell you 5 for that. It's like, what? Wow, wild times. It's like Soylent Green or something like that. All right, and from there we drift over to the South African rand, and there is the rand, and you can see it's trying to break down to that 17 and a half. You can see we are a third week in a sell. Let's see if we can grab one of those weekly sells and throw it in there. Surprised we haven't done that a few times already. So there it is right there. This is the third week now in a sell. Doesn't seem like it's coming out of it. Might be, better times in South Africa. We'll see. Right now it's still got a 33% haircut. If they would bring this thing into the 16.5 or 15.75, I think, well, maybe they're resolving some of the political issues. What it really comes down to is, people want to see now. They're tired of hearing. They want to see. So they want to see what the ANC, the AD, I think it is, the old conservative side of the South African government, and the Zulu Nation political party. The 3 of them are in coalition government now. So AD and the Zulus are still only I think it's 32%, and ANC is 39%. So it's not bad, but they are not the majority party anymore. When it comes, you need 50% for a majority party. So the problem is that the ANC now is down to what they call a coalition government. for the first time since Nelson Mandela. Thank goodness, because the country's gone just upside down ever since. So economically, it's just all over the place. People, as we say, inflation is a tax, and bad economies are a tax on the population, and the ones with the least amount of money get hurt the most. And so, Nelson Mandela came in, and the economy went down, and that was it. And inflation kicked up, and it really hurt, the population. They got whatever they got. But let's put it this way: it was not very positive. But that's why finally now, I guess, the ANC has finally, after all these years, finally has had to form a coalition government. So from there, we drift over to the metals market. So let's do that. We'll do it so that we can flash back and forth in the beginning of it. So here's gold. You can see gold trying to lift up, but we're in a daily sell. Still in the weekly buy for all those weeks. You can see it on the spreadsheet. Right there, you can see that 8 weeks. This is going to be the 9th week. You can see 2 days in a sell, and you see we got 3 bars right there. So it's a 3rd day in a sell as we speak. It doesn't seem to be lifting up that much. And then we'll take a look at silver. And there's silver. 1 week in a weekly buy and 2 days in a daily sell. Let's put it up over here. And there is the, I think it's a December silver too. And so you can see here it's lifting a little bit more firmer, but again, 3 days in a sell right there. And you can see the 2nd week starting on that. Let's see. Let's see what else can we find here. I'm going to have to add those things. I was a little surprised they're not in there anymore. So we'll have to try to add that onto the other beta. Let's see, add a ticker. Let's put the gold in there. Oh. Let's see. BR. I think I'd like to delete that. Let's do that. Remove that symbol BR. There we are. Alright, that's gone. Now let's put in, let's find out what let's put the gold and the silver onto the other beta. Because I missed the other beta, and finally we've got it going now, so that's really nice. So silver, SIF. Okay, so we can add this now. So let's do that. Add a ticker. And let's see, user, there it is. And SI equals F. There we are. And then let's do the gold 2 in there so we can see what that looks like in it. And that must be, let's try this. GL gold. There it is. GCF. Shift. GC equals F. Save. There we are. Now let's minimize that and go back over to here. Give it a little spin. There. Do that there. Let's see there. I guess you could go like that. I don't understand exactly why that does it, but we'll try. Alright, so we got them in there now. Now let's go over to the last 2 metals here. let's take a look at it over here, and you can see the South African rand. You know, when you have that downwardly slope, you know, you have gold and silver, you know, moving up. Now it's having a real grudging time at it. So we go take a look at the other two products. Let's take a look at copper. No, we didn't want the ZAR. We want this right there. And so you can see silver there. You know, it's kind of just sideways, same as on the beta. You see the 2-week thing going on. Same thing with gold. You know, there gold is 8 weeks and going on 9, but at the same time going nowhere. Now that's a little surprising since the South African rand keeps on trying to make new lows. So traders, anybody out there that's trading the metals complex, be careful. This afternoon, they may lift that product. If the South African rand stays where it's at now, chances are you're going to see some strength in the metals towards the afternoon. At least the U.S. afternoon, that is. In other words, in 3 or 4 hours, or 2 or 3 hours, something like that. Let's see. Let's go to there. Then be right back. Okay. And then from there, we take a look at copper. And there's copper. Copper dealing with that same issue. And you can see, though, today it's trying to get into the buy. We are seeing the copper. It's been bouncing back and forth, up and down. But we're really seeing some positive action in the copper. And you can see this is the second week in a buy. See it over there on the spreadsheet. Right there. And this is going to be... Oh, why does that say... That's right, we need to fix that. It's 1 week in a buy, going on a second week, and it was 2 days in a sell, and it's trying to get into the buy. And then you can see platinum here. Platinum is 6 weeks in a sell. Let's put it up on the screen here. And there is platinum in October. And it was in a buy. Or was it? That's odd. Okay, so maybe it has not even. Look, it went into the sell there. And I guess the dots kicked out. We'll have to recheck that. We'll work on that after the webinar. And from there, you can see the weekly is the second week in a weekly buy. I think ever since we reloaded this thing, it's changed the whole complexion, and I'm not sure why we didn't pick up on that. I think we did yesterday when we were looking at it. The spreadsheet needs to be fixed for copper and platinum, which, you know, makes sense. Usually platinum, when platinum is finding a way into a buy, there's usually strength in the gold. And let's see, not there, not there. Let's put the gold back up right there. And gold was trying to climb. You know, it was trying last week to climb. That makes sense. But it seems to stalled out this week. I guess there's, what is that? That's Thursday. That's Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's been sideways. And, you know, that's a little surprising for a South African rand that keeps on showing life in it. Go back, not there. I want to go like this. Okay, and right there. And there is the South African rand, and you can see, you know, it's heading down. I mean, it's, where is it at now? It's, I guess it's at. Let's see, what is it? Right there. Trading at the low now is 1759, almost 1760. So they're making a good challenge to that 1750 area. And I guess there must be a lot of resistance there, you know, a lot of resistance for them to break that, which is, you know, surprising in its own right. All right, now from there, I say they're saying, you know, stock market's pulling back. I see rate below estimates. Let's see. So the headline: PCE prints as expected. Core year-over-year rate below estimates. You know, it was 2.6, not 2.7. So, and this is the one the Fed pays attention to. This is what the government treats our inflation rate like. You know, it's still over 50% higher than when they took office. So that's the problem. When your inflation rate is, you know, that high, it makes it a real issue, you know. All right. So from there, we're going to go over to the energies, and let's go like this, like so. And there is crude oil there. Let's see, and you can see it's playing with its weekly sell. Now that older beta that we were experimenting with. There's that construction again. Sorry about that, traders. Putting in a new bathroom in one of the bedrooms. Let's see. Let's go over to here and put the crude oil in there. Oh, I know what I want to do. That you can see it on that screen. Let's put it. Let's see. Go like this. Go like that. Go like that. There. And there is, let's make that bigger. Let's see, this will do it. There we are. Just saw it light up. There it is. There is crude oil there, like that. You can see it on the old beta. And you can see here, you see the daily sell going on, and it's trying to get into the daily buy. Remember, let's reset that again. Let's just go like that. There we are. And so you can see here, that's yesterday's action. Where's today's action again? Or did it? I guess it's pushed itself into the sell. I think that's what's doing it. And you can see that, yes, it's pushed itself into sell. And the weekly down here, you see, that's yesterday's close. So it's 2 days in the sell there. And then over here on our beta, let's see if we can get to that beta. Where is that beta? Right there. Let's put the crude on there. You see the crude on that is still in the buys. And what's interesting is you can see over on our old platform, we've got 3 different directions we're going into at this point, which is fascinating. That's what we like to do. We like to back test, make it work. And so you can see here, there's that. And then you can see the beta sees it in a weekly sell still, the crude. And the same thing over here. You can see, there's more drilling and banging. As you can see right here, you know, it's trying to go into the weekly sell, which is, you know, really telling us the weakness. And then, let's see if we minimize that, like so. We go in, and you can see here, you know, it's battling to get into the buy. And that was yesterday. That's not today, so that's not too bad. Now from there, right there, there is, where's it at? It's up top here. That's where it is, right there. There is Brent. See, now we can see the weeklies. Brent is doing the same thing as West Texas on the beta here. Notice it's 2 days in a sell. Yesterday it closed in the sell, and today, and they just generated a green dot again now. But notice it's trying to go down, and it's lower than yesterday's close. So we're more than likely still in a sell for a third day in Brent. And at the same time, we'll see on Monday how the week closed out. It should give us that signal on Monday, so that'll be cool. We'll see that, and at least we'll know on Monday morning what that is. And that's the best thing about having this directly, not up on the web anymore, but having it right on my machine. At least it's only a day late now. That's not bad. I'm happy for that. But we'll have to still work on that code to see if we can straighten that out, because this, you know, this beta, the first beta, really has a lot of promising aspects about it. Oh, there's a guy. They just took a deep dive. Look at this. They just took a deep dive in. Oh yeah, you can see it, because you can't see Brent. There's Brent right there. So you can see there's the Brent. You see those couple days in a sell, and you can see how the weekly is trying to climb up the same way that crude oil is on the beta. Let's see if we can do this. I guess I have to do it over here. Let me just show you how West Texas and it seem to match together. And there's West Texas right there. And it's got that same thing, it's pushing up. So we'll see tomorrow, going into Monday, we'll see how the weekly is if they knocked it down. Now, when you see this type of action, this is what is that? That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What are all these things? 27th. What's today's date? Today's the 30th. There's the 29th, 28th, 27th, 26th. I'm sorry. Where's the 27th? There's 27th. There's 20. Where's the 28th? Let's reload this thing. There we are. That makes some sense, and get rid of that. You know what? That's wrong, because we know that it was a big spike up. We know that from yesterday. So you can see the weekly sinking even more. And when we go over to here, you can see that spike up yesterday, right there. And so when we go put this back up on the screen so you can see it, we need to readjust all that. That needs to be fixed. See, this is the problem with this platform, our old platform. Highs and lows have to be fixed at times, which is very irritating. It slows us down. But look at that. They're sinking this oil. They're really putting a pressure push into it. Matter of fact, what's interesting is on my intraday, I watched Nevada yesterday. I had it on there just to try to get a flavor for the action. Now this is pre-market. Remember that. That's pre-market. Let's do this. Let's minimize this. Copy that. Let's do it this way. Let's copy that. Copy this one. And let's put crude oil in there just to take a look at what's going on with it, because all of a sudden it's doing a melt. It's like dropped $1 and change. Let's see, paste. And we'll go like that, and then we'll go like that, that. Quiet market, really, when you look at the equity market. It doesn't have a lot of conviction. And then let's put in Charlie Larry. Futures. CL. There it is. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to let that fill in. But you can see that waterfall that's occurred over the last, I don't know, what's that? That was, time-wise, how far back is that? Trying to see what the time says there. That's, here we go. This is the London Open. This is the Frankfurt Open. This, the Amsterdam, Milan, the whole bit, Paris Open. And then you can see they've taken, ooh, look at that spike. Look at that. There's your battery is running low. Okay, close. There we go. Let's plug in the battery now. Just when you thought it was safe to go into the water. All right. This side. There we go. So you can see crude oil's really having some type of strange issue out of nowhere, dropping a couple dollars, which obviously is positive for the average consumer. There's no doubt about that. There we are. Battery's plugged in. There we go. So the action that we're seeing in the crude oil. Let's put that up on the screen there for you. As I put, let's see, where's that? That's not it. Is that it? Why not? Stick it down in there. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now let's show you what we're looking at in the oil. I mean, that thing has gone. Let's widen this out a little bit. And you can see here, let's just put 3 days in there. I just have 2 days in there now. And that'll fill things out a little bit better. There we are. Oop. So you can see from here, it's loading it in now. But this is like the last hour and a half right here. What is that? That is time-wise. So I can read that better until the color changes. Yes, this is within the last hour. That's what this is. This little slam has been the last hour, which is kind of surprising to me. It'll fill in a few seconds. Let's just make it 2 days again. There we are. So you can see here, that's really something. It's really rolled over in the last hour and a half. Not even. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Hour and a half. That's what that is. So some news has come out. Let me go see if I can see what kind of, if there's any news that we can actually convey to you, because we're not seeing it on the financial channels. We've got a few financial channels up there and nobody is saying anything. Let's see. Let's see. Not there. Let's go like that. And scroll up. I'm going to check the news again. U.S. taxpayers paid $150 billion in 1 year for migrants. Report. Ooh, that hurts. Fed's favorite inflation indicator unexpectedly prints soft as savings rate plunges to multi-year low. Intel mulls foundry split. Other options amid stock collapse. As Dems decry AI ballot deadline, misinfo. Okay. Futures rise ahead of Fed inflation number. No, there's nothing there on the oil. So, I mean, that's oil was in the $76 area, right? That's $76. We've traded down to the 70. That's a low. 73.60. That's $2.40 drop in an hour. Sometimes it's amazing how much we don't have people paying attention to this. But there it is. That is the. Now it seems to calm down. I'm not seeing any real, real noise out of it. Maybe we'll reduce the number. Let's see if we can do this. We'll go like this. Cancel. I just want to see a little bit more of this. How much more time do we have? Good. We have a good 10-15 minutes. So let's make it a 23.69. See what that does for us. There we go. And see, that's going back into that little bounce for the buy. And, that's a heck of a move from here. You're looking at time-wise right there. You can see when it was in the 76 area, it was kind of quiet. And that's at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Here, and it's 9 o'clock now. Then right here, with it at basically, what is that? Let me put my glasses on. Is it a half-hour drop? That's hard to believe. So then, right there, yeah, 8:49. So there is 18 minutes. So 18 minutes, this product dropped $2.50. And I'm not seeing a headline whatsoever about it. And you can see, obviously, there was like, hey, let's cover some of our profits. And it's, now trying to inch its way back up. All right. That's the action in the oil. Now let's go over to the beta again. Let's take a look around the world. Bum 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 bum. Let's see. There we are. Minimize and shift. There we are. So, one of the first we'll go after is, let's take a look at the Nikkei. Let's see what the Nikkei, how that played itself out last night. You see there, Nikkei's been, really pushing. You can see that, you can see this action we've seen here. Oop, like that. I mean, we've seen a lot of positive action there. You see, it's a second week in a weekly buy. So they've really joined in. You can see lots of daily buys for weeks upon weeks, all the way back to, what is that? August 7th? August 8th. That's August 8th. So for 20, basically 3 weeks, it's been in a buy there. From there, we'll drift over to, let's see how many we have. There's the Kospi's. Let's see what that Kospi's doing. Kospi pretty much the same way. It's climbing into the buy this week. There's the Kospi. And then from there, do we have Taiwan? I don't think I see the Taiwan. There it is right there. Taiwan. There's the Taiwan index. You see that 3 days in the daily buy and 2 weeks in the daily buy. And we are, climbing back up after that big unwind of I remember saying this too back then, that the unwind must have had an effect across the whole Asian community. They are the New York City of, as much as people want to hope that China will be one day, a major financial power. But there is no such thing as a communist financial power or a socialist financial power, really. They're just, just stumbling along. Then from there, let's see. We got the Cosby. Oh, I know what I want to look at. I want to look at Singapore. Not Singapore, I'm sorry, Shanghai. Here's Shanghai. Oh, wild spike. Look at that. Did a little buying there. So yesterday, I guess, what's this? This is... That's the 20. That's the 30th, and that's the 29th. So they made a new low. Let's see, how do we do this? Reset. Is that it? Pan. Lasso. Auto scale again. There it is. So yesterday they made a big low, and money came in, and I believe this is like, like 4-year low. And you see that it was when it was trying to figure out, still trying to figure out how to get into the buy there. That's like a red and green thing going on. And you see it's still in the weekly sells, up to yesterday's close. So this may be turning up a little bit, but more than likely it'll stay in the weekly sell. And so from there, let's see who's left. I have Jakarta now. That's right. I put the Jakarta in there. There's Jakarta. And you can see the strength of that. Look at that compared to a lot of the others. Looking very good over the same time period. Lots of daily buys. And it's looks like it's a solid 4 weeks in a buy. And then, let's see, there is the Nifty 50 right there. That Nifty 50, you see that? Looks like they're going after all-time highs again. And you can see it's been in a weekly buy for over the last 10 weeks. And you can see it's been in a daily buy since the 19th of August. Very consistent in many ways. You can see that. Gets into a daily buy. It stays in there for a while. Fell down a little bit there, but goes back into the sell, consistently buy, and sometimes it can get very smooth. And then, you know what I want to see is that Saudi Arabian one. Is that it? Let's see what that is. We'll know by price. I think that's the Saudi Arabian currency, oil thing. That's what this is. There's Saudi Arabia. And you can see it's climbing into the weekly buy this week. It's not even showing us to yesterday's. This is Wednesday's close on the weekly. So it's a little behind. What else? Let me just give it a spin, see if it'll make it happier. And, you can see there's like 4 solid days in a buy. Not really climbing much. I would imagine there's pressure on it because of the way we just saw oil. Matter of fact, where is oil? Where did I put oil? I didn't delete it. I know I didn't delete it. There it is. Oil is still bouncing around. It's at 74.30 basically, after being down to 73.60, dropping almost $2.50 over a half-hour period, no less. Less than a half-hour period. So then from there, let's see. From there, I think you can see some construction. Let's see. See if we can find that. You'll be able to, actually, you would be able to see the construction, what's going on, I think. Anyhow, we almost had it there. We could try to go after it, but let's not. Now from there, because we're running out of time, from there we go. This is going to be a picture of construction. And maybe there. Okay, that's the new shower. The new shower floor. Nice. Okay. Enough of the construction. You can see the last picture, I think, can't you? Yeah. Whoop. There's the last picture. Right there. They were ripping all that out. They're doing that as we're working right now. It's like, come on, cut me a break. Alright, so then, let's see, where are we at here? There's that. There is... Oh, I see. It's over there. There we are. So from the Saudi... So from the Saudi, where's the Saudi at? There it is. Get rid of that. So from there you can see, let's see, where we go from there. We go to, oh yeah, we've stuck, this is another one. We're trying to go across the planet. So let's do this. There's the Tel Aviv exchange. You can see it's what is that, 5 weeks in a weekly buy. It's been coming off that low of August 4th when they unwound everything. They got affected from it too. You can see that stock market went down 5% from that action over a 2-week period. You can see here 2,075 down to 18.50. That's almost a 10% drop. That's pretty dramatic. And it seems like they're back to their highs here. You can see there 6 full daily buys. We'll see how Monday shows. And then from there we jump into Europe. Let's see. There's the Stoke, the 50. It's doing the same. You can see they had the same effect. They got pounded down pretty well in the August. The unwind from Japan. And you can see there it's trying to climb up pretty well. Then from there, let's see, there is, do we have the CAC 40? We'll have to put the CAC 40 possibly. No, there it is right there. There's the CAC 40. You see the same thing. It got whacked from that unwind. And then you can see at the same time, you can see this thing moving back up. And then let's do the DAX. There's the DAX. DAX is looking even stronger. Look at that. DAX looks very strong. It's what's that got? It's something like 12 days in a daily buy since all the way back to the 15th. And you can see 3 solid weeks in a weekly buy. So Not bad. Some good strength in there. We get a chance to look around the world. I like that. All right, traders, everybody have a safe and smart weekend. And we will catch you all on Monday. The U.S. markets will be closed on Monday, so I'll be here because we'll have the currencies open and we'll be able to look around the world with the other indicators. So it works out really well for us. So we'll give you a title, too, today. Got to give you a title. So this is Doc saying, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Ta-ta for now.